Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Shaw and I'm going to be sharing a day in a life at my neurology rotation. It's been a little bit of time since I've taken you guys along with me to work, so yeah, let me share it with you. Just before we get into it, I'm going to be sharing the general structure of the day so you can follow along. So basically the day starts typically around 7 a.m. We make our way to the hospital. If you recall from the hospitalist video, if you haven't seen it, click on one of these links and make sure you watch that. But we make our way to the hospitalist room and we get a list of patients from the hospitalist who they feel would benefit from a neurology consult. These typically range from patients that presented to the hospital with perhaps a seizure, or they have some abnormalities on their physical examination as it pertains to nerves, and it could just be a whole host of different diagnoses. So essentially, then we make our way, after we've gotten our list of consults, we make our way to those patients, conduct a thorough history and physical and neurological examination, evaluate if medication changes need to be made or if further testing is required. So we do that, we see all those patients. After that, around let's say 8 o'clock, 8:30, we make our way to the clinic. The first bit of clinic tends to be typically, depending on the day, maybe like first half hour to hour, tends to be patients with appointments for nerve conduction studies or EMGs. EMGs stands for electromyography. So essentially what happens is that you're testing and evaluating the health of the muscles and the nerves by stimulating the nerves and trying to see what signals are emitted and if that could explain the symptoms that the patient presents with. There's a whole lot more that goes into it, but that's a very, 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 very basic overview of what that is. If you're interested in learning more about EMGs and nerve conduction studies, I can make another video about that. But essentially, those are the studies that we conduct like at the beginning of clinic. Some patients find that it's a little uncomfortable. Some people find it very painful. I'm going to be asking my attending, so hopefully I can show you guys and take you with me experiencing how it's done and what it feels like. I personally am of the opinion that I kind of like to experience as much as I can, not things, unnecessary interventions like LPs and stuff, but as much as I can to have a better understanding of what I'm prescribing for my patients. Like when we put in IVs and stuff, like having an IV placed in me, I think I had a better understanding and more compassion for like how uncomfortable it is. So yeah, so that's the first bit of clinic. After that, it's followed with a series of regular patients, and our patients in any neurology clinic, they typically range from patients with seizure disorder or Alzheimer's, migraines, multiple sclerosis, myasthenia gravis. Because my attending is also a specialist in sleep medicine, we also get quite a bit of referrals for sleep apnea, and we do those evaluations, and in patients that require it, we do sleep studies. So yeah, that's typically what the general day looks like. I'll be taking you guys along. Let's go. Hey guys, okay, so today it is 5:56. I'm running a teensy bit late, but I'm heading off to neurology. I already packed up my lunch, I already got my coffee. Let's go. Let's go! Time to get in some consults right before we head to clinic. Let's go. We're gonna go head to the hospitalist office and check out to see if there's any consults ready for us. Yeah, so here's our familiar hallways. Finished up and now heading to clinic. Let's go. So this is actually the shortcut to get to clinic. Nerve conduction study. Lisa thinks I'm crazy because it's supposed to be very unpleasant, but I think it'll be really educational. This little zappy thing, that's my professional terminology. We're gonna do the median motor nerve stimulation. It's gonna be, the electricity goes through there and It's a stimulator, aka the zapping machine, and we're gonna be essentially just zapping me to see how my muscle responds to it.
Are you gonna do left or right?
The left.
Nah, I didn't put right.
Okay, well, all right, I guess I'm doing the right. Do you want me to put this arm down? This thing? Okay.
Yeah.
So why do we put them in these locations?
That's what that says.
Okay.
But we
Oh, this is the ground electrode. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so basically this is the ground electrode, this is the active one, and this is the reference one, all right? Because the median nerve runs here and innervates that area. All right. I'm just laughing because I'm nervous.
You should be very nervous. Oh, you didn't have to go there. Oh yeah, you did have to go pretty far on the stimulation to get that. It's on 64. It only goes to 100.
Oh, so that's not bad. It's like a little, like, step. Okay, if someone complains a lot about this, I'm gonna be like, y'all need to get it together because that was not that bad. I was expecting like, oh. No, it was great. There we go. We're done. That's it.
No, you're not.
Oh, it's not that bad.
And they threatened their technician.
Yeah, but when I was watching her do one of her patients, they were just like, I'm gonna hit you. Like, okay, relax. Now that I've done it, it's like, you're being dramatic. I'm like, man, my period cramps are worse than this. Can you do that again so it could zap me again? Oh, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, just a small little of electricity.
Are you doing part 2 of the study?
With the needle?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we kind of got to do the whole thing.
Oh, okay. It kind of tickles. It really, it's like you hit your funny bone, you know, like that one. It just like feels like you hit your funny bone.
Sentry doesn't feel any different.
Oh, okay. No, we're good. So we did the motor one. As you saw, it was like doing a little twitchy as the electricity. Just tested my ulnar nerve and median nerve. It was not that bad. Don't be worried. You gotta do it. You're good.
Because you've got a little bit of slowing right there.
Oh.
That's across the elbow, so just remember that you don't want to bump it.
I got some elbow slowing?
Yeah. It's
Your
very,
ulnar.
very slight. All right, now we're going to do the EMG. Okay? I'm going to use the biggest needle possible. No. Now, usually we do the Apollons pollicis, that's that muscle. That's going to be the same as that muscle right there as far as the distribution is concerned, but it's going to be less painful to you. So that's why we do the Apollons pollicis. And that muscle is the one that brings the baby thumb and thumb together. Okay? Move that over here a little bit so I don't hit it. And then we'll do a couple up here. So
What are you looking for in terms of difference when you use a needle versus when you use the electrical?
the nerve conduction velocity only tells how fast the nerve is traveling. The EMG shows if there's any muscle damage that may reflect nerve damage from here, or in the neck. So that's basically what we do. And we try to use the needle that's going to be the smallest that you can use for the person's body size. So if they're chubbalicious, then we're going to use a bigger needle.
Okay.
But this one we're going to use a little tiny puppy. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so just relax. The more relaxed you can, the better it is. Mostly, the sound is the most important thing. Now touch your baby finger and thumb together. Okay, that sounds perfectly normal. Now do it really slowly. Okay, so what you're doing is looking at recruitment, and usually you'll get firing off of one muscle, and then it'll fire off about 5 times, and then another muscle will pull into it. Touch your baby finger and thumb together. So that is normal recruitment, so there's no muscle damage there. We'll hear extra sounds. That was perfectly normal. Oh, no bleeding. You're the ideal patient. Blood. Okay, this is the first dorsal. This is going to be the ulnar nerve. And that's just going through the muscles. Don't hear anything abnormal. Squeeze my finger. Relax. Do it slowly. Yeah, so that's all normal. And these muscles are going to sound a little bit different depending on where we do it, okay? You can do this one here, since you do have a little bit of ulnar slowing, but probably not significant. Yeah, we're doing the abductor hallucis. Spread your fingers apart. Go big. Spread that baby out. That's perfectly normal. And no bleeding, okay? The pronator, C5, C6. Okay, now turn your hand inward, making sure we got the harder. sounds a little bit less high frequency. It sounds like a lower pitch, right? Than the other ones. Because these muscles are bigger than the little ones, and the little ones have a different sound to it, making it mad, making the muscle mad. Relax, real lazy, and you're all done.
No, that wasn't bad. A little bloody. Some blood. So I actually just wrapped up getting my neuroconduction study and EMG done, and I'm gonna be working on my consult notes from the hospital. So yeah, and then we're gonna go see clinic patients for the rest of the day. So it is 11:39 right now, practically almost lunchtime. I am just warming up my oatmeal. This is the only time I've actually had to warm up my breakfast. We've just been seeing patients after I did that study and just been in and out of patient rooms, finished up my consult notes, just put in all the orders that I need to do for the hospital, and hopefully by it gives the hospital and the technicians enough time to get the imaging that we need. Yep, just warming up. But I have a couple minutes, I think, before my next patient, and then we have lunch, and then we see more patients for the rest of the evening. Well, rest of the afternoon. So I kind of just put my phone down because it was getting really uncomfortable to hold and my arm was hurting. I guess there is some residual pain. I guess my muscles have been irritated a little bit. So it's not bad, but you do feel a sense of soreness that perhaps you get when you've been working out a lot. So yeah, basically I can't really take you along with me to the patient encounter because obviously HIPAA, but the neurologic exam in the clinic and the way the clinic appointments tend to go is that the patient comes in. Generally, you either have a patient that's new, a 6-month follow-up, or I'll get that, or a 1-year follow-up. You typically see patients for a range of conditions that generally bread and butter typically sees Alzheimer's, vascular dementia, multiple sclerosis, myasthenia gravis, multiple types of neuropathy or polyneuropathy. You also see patients with strokes or history of strokes, people that have just been discharged from the hospital for a recent stroke and need to continue follow-up outpatient. So things like that, we tend to do mini mental exams to monitor and see how their memory has changed or progressed, monitor if their symptoms have improved. Then you do a full neurologic exam on each patient and then go into more detail as it pertains to what their symptoms are. So yeah, that's generally what it is. I'm gonna go get my oatmeal and yep, my next patient's here. All right, bye. Hi guys. Okay, so it's lunchtime and I kind of like to step out of the clinic just a little change of atmosphere, and I'll just have my lunch outside. I just like getting out of the environment and just clearing my head for the afternoon. So yeah, morning has been good. Like I talked to you guys a little bit earlier when I was warming up my oatmeal, it's generally the type of things that we have been seeing. And yeah, our clinic doesn't run super late. My last patient is at 3 p.m. I guess by the time lunch is done, maybe 2 more hours ish. So it's not bad at all. And then I'm gonna be heading back home. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna go get some coffee. I need an afternoon pick me up. I know it's not great. I know. I'm trying to cut down. I meal prep today. I had my smoothie while I was coming to work and I finished my coffee. So now I'm gonna have just get a small iced coffee just to keep me going. Also, I just really like how coffee tastes, to be honest. Do I really need it? Probably not. But is it awesome? Yes. Does it make me happy? Also, yes. And I also have a salad, so balance. One more hours and then we're done for the day. All right, so it is now 2:55. Our last patient is technically at 3. Attending was telling me that the main complaint for the patient coming at 3 was something that we had covered in some of the other patients we saw earlier in the day. So if I wanted to head out early, then I was free to do so. So of course I took him up on that. Who wouldn't? So yeah, I'm heading home. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I tried to show you as much as I could. Obviously, like, I really wish I could have taken you guys with me to see what a typical patient encounter would have looked like, but couldn't really do that due to, of course, HIPAA. But hopefully this was informative in and of itself. I hope you guys appreciated that I got a nerve conduction study and EMG done on myself to give you guys a perspective on what it actually looks like. And it was a great learning opportunity for me as well, because now when I prescribe it, I know what I'm getting my patients into. So I always like doing that, and it was just a great opportunity. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.